The airplane wheels touched down, and a gentle jolt ran through the cabin, a signal that my journey had truly begun. As the plane slowed, I peered out the window, catching my first glimpse of the Ethiopian landscape, a patchwork of green hills and distant mountains bathed in morning light. In that moment, I was struck by the realization that I was arriving in a land of ancient legends, where the roots of humanity run deep. Ethiopia is not just a country, it's a living story, home to the earliest ancestors of humankind, like the famous Lucy, whose fossil rests in the National Museum of Addis Ababa. Stepping out of Bole International Airport, I was greeted by a rush of warm, earthy air, tinged with the unmistakable scent of eucalyptus. The trees swayed gently in the breeze, their leaves whispering a welcome as I joined the flow of travelers into the city. Above me, the sky stretched out in a brilliant, cloudless blue, a vivid contrast to the gray skies I'd left behind. The sunlight seemed to dance on the city's rooftops, promising new adventures at every turn. My first drive through Addis Ababa was a sensory whirlwind. Modern glass towers soared beside traditional homes with tin roofs, and the city's architecture told a story of rapid change and deep-rooted tradition. On the busy streets, shiny new cars wove skillfully past the iconic blue and white Lada taxis, relics of another era that still hold their place in the city's daily rhythm. And then, in the midst of the urban rush, donkeys ambled along the roadside, sharing space with bustling crowds and honking vehicles, a reminder that tradition and modernity coexist here in the most unexpected ways. Women draped in fine white Nutellus moved gracefully through the city, their presence adding a quiet elegance to the vibrant chaos. Their steps seemed to echo the rhythm of Addis Ababa itself, confident, purposeful, and proud. Everywhere I looked, Addis Ababa revealed itself as a living tapestry, a place where old and new are woven together, where every street corner pulses with energy and every face tells a story. The city felt like a portal to another world, where history isn't locked away in museums but walks beside you, alive in the architecture, the music, and the daily rituals of its people. As the sun began to set, a golden light washed over the city, casting long shadows and illuminating the hills that cradle Addis Ababa. The city seemed to glow, its colors deepening as day turned to dusk. In the distance, the haunting chants from an Orthodox church mingled with the lively chatter from a nearby cafe terrace, creating a soundtrack that was both ancient and modern, sacred and everyday. Standing there, I realized that this journey would be about more than just seeing new places. It would be about truly feeling them, letting the city's spirit seep into my bones and change the way I see the world. My first impressions were vivid and unforgettable. A place complex, beautiful, and deeply human, where every encounter felt meaningful, and every moment was charged with possibility. I'd only just arrived, but already Ethiopia was capturing my heart, drawing me in with its warmth, its contrasts, and its undeniable sense of soul. As night fell and the city lights flickered on, I felt a sense of anticipation for what tomorrow would bring. Addis Ababa had welcomed me with open arms, and I knew that the days ahead would be filled with discovery, wonder, and connection. The next morning I dove into the heart of Addis Ababa at the Mercado, the largest open-air market in Africa. The air was thick with the aroma of roasting coffee, exotic spices, and fresh produce. Every alleyway revealed something new: vibrant textiles, artisans crafting silver jewelry, recycled goods, and mountains of spices. The market buzzed with haggling, laughter, and the clang of metalwork. Amid the chaos, I saw community in action: women sorting coffee beans, boys weaving through crowds with wheelbarrows, everyone playing their part. Despite the bustle, there was a steady, rhythmic flow to life here. Leaving the Mercado, my bag was full of treasures and my mind full of images. I'd felt the city's pulse. The Mercado was more than a market, it was the beating heart of Addis Ababa. In Ethiopia, coffee isn't just a drink, it's a ritual, a celebration of community that weaves together generations. The Ethiopian coffee ceremony is a cherished tradition, performed daily in many homes, and it's as much about togetherness as it is about the coffee itself. My host, Ababa, began the ceremony by spreading fresh grass on the floor, filling the air with a sweet, earthy scent. This simple act transforms the space, symbolizing renewal and inviting nature indoors. The grass underfoot is a reminder that this is a special occasion, a pause from the everyday. She roasted green coffee beans over glowing charcoal, their aroma slowly transforming the room into a haven of warmth and anticipation. The The crackling of the beans and the rising smoke are as much a part of the experience as the taste itself. Passing the pan, she invited us to savor the fragrance, a gesture of sharing and hospitality. Each guest leans in, breathing in the rich, nutty aroma, connecting us all through this sensory ritual. She ground the beans by hand, using a wooden mortar and pestle. The rhythmic sound echoed through the room, slowing time and drawing everyone's attention to the present moment. It's a meditative process, emphasizing patience and care. The freshly ground coffee was then brewed in a clay jabina, a traditional pot set over the charcoal. As the coffee simmered, anticipation built with every passing minute, the rich scent growing stronger. Ababa poured the rich dark coffee into small handleless cups. The first serving, Abal, was strong and awakening, meant to invigorate and bring everyone together. Each pour is done with care, a sign of respect for the guests. We drank slowly, savoring each sip, letting the flavors linger. Conversation flowed gently, and laughter filled the air as we enjoyed the moment together. The ceremony continued with two milder rounds, Tona and Baraka, each cup symbolizing blessings and deepening bonds among those present. The ceremony was a lesson in mindfulness and hospitality, a reminder to slow down and appreciate the company of others. Sharing coffee here is an act of friendship and respect, a way to honor guests and strengthen relationships. It's a taste of Ethiopian culture at its most welcoming, where every guest is treated like family and every cup is an invitation to connect. I left with a deeper appreciation for the simple power of sharing a cup, a tradition that turns coffee into a bridge between people and a memory I'll always cherish. Leaving the capital, I flew north to Lalibela, a town where history is carved into the earth. In the 12th century, 11 churches were hewn from solid volcanic rock, descending deep into the ground. Standing at the edge of a trench looking down at Bet Georgis, the cross-shaped church of St. George, I felt awe at this feat of devotion. Inside, shafts of sunlight pierced the darkness, illuminating faded frescoes and priests in ceremonial robes. The silence was profound, broken only by soft chants and the footsteps of pilgrims. These sanctuaries felt alive, a testament to faith and human ingenuity. Lalibela is more than ancient architecture. It's a living place of worship and wonder. Here, the spiritual and physical worlds meet, carved forever into the highlands. From Lalibela, I journeyed to the Simien Mountains, jagged peaks and deep valleys known as the Roof of Africa. Standing on a precipice, the vastness made me feel wonderfully small. The air was crisp, the silence profound, and the landscape teemed with life. I watched gelada monkeys graze and play, their social world unfolding just feet away. My guide pointed out soaring lammergeiers and the tracks of the rare walia ibex. As the sun set, the mountains glowed in orange and purple, a scene of otherworldly beauty. The Simien Mountains offered a spiritual connection to nature's grandeur. It was a humbling, rejuvenating chapter of my Ethiopian adventure. Ethiopian culture comes alive at the table, where injera, a spongy, tangy flatbread, serves as plate and utensil. Meals are a colorful mosaic, spicy lentil stews, collards and rich meat dishes, all scooped up with injera. Berbere, a fiery spice blend, gives dishes like Doro Wat their signature heat and depth. Sharing food from a communal platter is tradition, and the first gursha, feeding another by hand, is a gesture of friendship. My host's warm welcome made me feel instantly at home. I sampled kitfo, spiced raw beef, sizzling tibs, and chechepsa for breakfast. Every meal was an adventure in flavor and connection. Ethiopian food is vibrant, generous, and meant to be shared. It's a reflection of the country's spirit. Each bite told a story of culture and community. Ethiopian culture is felt most powerfully through its music and dance. These art forms are not just entertainment, they are a living expression of history, identity, and community. From the moment you arrive, the sounds and rhythms seem to pulse through the streets, inviting everyone to join in. At a traditional restaurant in Addis Ababa, the haunting sound of the masenko filled the air, soon joined by the melodic krar and the deep, resonant beat of the drums. The musicians played with passion, their music echoing the stories of generations past and present. Dancers in vibrant costumes took the stage, each region's style unique, from the graceful, flowing movements of the highlands to the energetic, rhythmic dances of the south. Every gesture and step seemed to tell a story, reflecting the diversity and unity of Ethiopia's many peoples. The eskista, with its intense shoulder movements, was mesmerizing and unlike anything I'd seen. The dancers' shoulders rippled and shook in perfect time with the music, a display of skill and tradition that left the audience in awe. The audience clapped and cheered, swept up in the infectious energy of the performance. Soon, the line between performer and spectator blurred, as everyone was invited to join in the celebration. My own attempts at the dance were clumsy, but laughter and encouragement from the locals made it pure joy. In that moment, it didn't matter where you were from, everyone was united by the music and movement. That night was a true celebration of life, a reminder that culture is not something static or distant, but something living and shared. The music and dance brought strangers together, turning them into friends. Music and dance are woven into daily life here, not reserved for special occasions but present in markets, homes, and gatherings. They tell stories, pass down traditions, and bring people together in joy and unity. The rhythms lingered long after, a joyful beat in my heart that reminded me of the warmth and spirit of the Ethiopian people. It was an evening I'll never forget. A night when music, dance, and celebration brought us all together, leaving memories that will last a lifetime. Above all, it was the warmth of the Ethiopian people that defined my journey. Smiles from strangers, children's laughter, and market vendors eager for conversation, not just a sale, made every day brighter. Lost in Gondar, an elderly man guided me to my destination, expecting nothing but a simple thank you. Generosity was everywhere, in coffee ceremonies, shared meals, and offers of shade or water in remote villages. I never felt like an outsider, always a welcome guest. These moments of connection are my most treasured memories. The people are Ethiopia's greatest treasure, the soul of the country. Their kindness left an indelible mark on my heart. As my plane lifted off from Addis Ababa, gratitude filled me. Ethiopia had challenged my preconceptions and rewarded my curiosity with beauty and depth. I found history, community, and breathtaking landscapes, but most of all, unforgettable people. This is the true Ethiopia, vibrant, resilient, and full of spirit. My journey is just a glimpse into this extraordinary land. I urge you to look beyond the familiar and discover Ethiopia for yourself. Let its coffee, music, monuments, and kindness change you. There's always another story to discover. Let's keep exploring together.